Have you ever wondered why some people seem almost invisible in a world where everyone is desperately trying to be seen? Stay with me until the very end, because there's a powerful secret about confidence and identity that most people never discover. We live in a time when everything is shared. Your breakfast, your dog, your vacation, your face from 15 different angles with 15 different filters. Social media has turned life into a performance, and billions step onto that stage every day, hoping the world will clap for them with likes, hearts, and comments. But then, there are the quiet ones, the ones who never post pictures of themselves, the ones who skip parties with a soft smile, the ones who sit in the corner observing instead of performing, the ones who seem totally at peace with being invisible in a world obsessed with attention. Maybe that's you. Maybe you know someone like this. And if you've ever asked yourself why someone would choose to stay hidden in an age of oversharing, the truth is deeper than most people realize. Let's start with this. When someone avoids the spotlight, people immediately assume insecurity. Shy, socially awkward, afraid, maybe even broken. But here's the twist. Many of these quiet people are actually the most secure ones in the room. Think about it. People who constantly post often want something: reassurance, approval, someone to tell them, "You're enough." Nothing wrong with that. Humans need connection, but people who don't post, they already have the one thing others spend their whole lives chasing: a sense of self-worth that doesn't depend on an audience. If you already like who you are, why would you need strangers to confirm it? If you're grounded in your identity, why perform it online? They're not hiding. They're simply not seeking, and that's almost revolutionary today. But let's go deeper, because not every quiet person is operating from confidence. Some learn to withdraw because the world taught them to. Maybe they were betrayed by friends. Maybe vulnerability was punished. Maybe criticism hit them again and again until showing themselves felt unsafe, like handing someone a weapon. So they retreat, not to avoid connection, but to protect themselves from being hurt again. Psychologists call this avoidant attachment or hypervigilance, a survival strategy built from a lifetime of feeling unprotected. These people aren't antisocial, they're self-protective. And honestly, can you blame them? Posting a photo opens the door to judgment, comparison, pressure, and the exhausting expectation to be on all the time. Sometimes the easiest way to stay sane is to stay private. Then there's introversion, another misunderstood piece of the puzzle. Introverts don't hate people. They just find constant interaction draining. Even posting online is an energy exchange. Comments, messages, opinions, noise. Solitude becomes their oxygen. It's where their thoughts grow louder, their clarity sharper, their peace restored. They're not hiding, they're preserving their energy. But there's another group too, people who avoid posting because they value authenticity over performance. They see social media exactly for what it is: a highlight reel, a curated illusion. They refuse to distort themselves for likes or reduce their identity to a filter and a caption. For them, being unseen feels more honest than being misrepresented, and that takes courage. Here's something most people never think about: the science behind constantly being online. Researchers call it self-objectification. The more you post photos, the more your brain starts viewing you as something to be evaluated rather than someone to be experienced. You become both performer and critic, and that split is exhausting. Studies from Harvard reveal something alarming. People who frequently post selfies score higher in narcissism, but lower in self-compassion. In other words, the more you seek validation, the less kind you become to yourself. Every post becomes a test, every photo a performance review, and somehow you're never quite enough. But people who don't post, they've stepped out of that psychological trap. They refuse to let algorithms decide their worth. They protect something rare and precious, a stable identity untouched by strangers' opinions. And that kind of self-possession is becoming rare. Now let's talk about solitude, because alone time shapes people in ways the world rarely understands. Solitude can sharpen emotional intelligence. It helps you see your patterns, understand your reactions, and read the world in quiet detail. Many artists, thinkers, and dreamers live this way by choice. preferring depth over noise, meaning over attention. But solitude has a shadow side too. Some are alone not by choice, but by circumstance. Maybe friendships faded, maybe relationships disappointed, maybe life simply became quieter than expected. So they hide their vulnerability behind strength. They stay distant, stay guarded, because depending on others feels risky. This is protective solitude, the armor people wear when the world has been unkind. And here lies the paradox. Solitude can be peace and loneliness, freedom and invisibility, strength and longing. Some days being alone feels like breathing. Other days it feels like disappearing. Yet these quiet souls carry a wisdom the loud world forgets. Happiness isn't always found in crowds. Strength isn't measured by visibility, and connection begins within. So why do some people avoid posting photos? Why do they choose solitude? Because they're protecting their energy, protecting their boundaries, protecting their authenticity, because they know their worth, and they don't need digital applause to validate it. And here's the secret I promised at the beginning. The people who seem invisible are often the ones who see the world most clearly, and themselves most honestly. If you're one of them, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not missing out. You're simply building your identity where it matters most, within yourself. And that might be your greatest strength. If this message spoke to you, make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Your support helps this channel grow. Join us on Soulful Wisdom Journey for more insights that speak to the quiet parts of your soul.